discussed the Apana Javana Manodvara Vichis on page 160. Yesterday we discussed about Kama Javana Manodvara Vichi. Manodvara Vichi means mind door cognitive series. So today is Apana Javana. Apana means absorption, and it refers to the jhana, megha and phala. So in meditation, when you can undertake meditation correctly as taught by the Buddha, you can develop the jhana chaita, and then also the megha, the part consciousness, and then the fruition consciousness. So, will you please put on the Chitta chant number 1? Chant number 1. When we talk about jhana chaita before, at that time I also described the meditation on the Akasina to develop 5 Rupa Vajra jhana and then 4 Arupa Vajra jhana. And what is jhana? If we ask you, what will you say? What is jhana? So we are going to talk about the jhana. So you should know what is jhana. Jhana is mental absorption. So the state of the mind which remains focused and fixed and absorbed in the meditation side, actually. So here we described to you the various consciousnesses. So from this chart you can see we described the consciousness first into 4 kinds. So akusala means immoral consciousness. So immoral consciousness. So they are unwholesome consciousnesses that usually causes harm to someone, and it brings the bad result, including the rebirth in the woeful states. And then we have the kusala chaita, moral consciousness. So these are the wholesome consciousness, and that causes no harm to any living being, and it brings good results to you as well as to others. And they condition blissful rebirth of the death. So blissful rebirth means you can be born in the celestial realm, in the human realm, if you can develop this Mahakusala Chaita. And now if you can develop this Rupa Vajra Kusala Chaitas, so you'll be born in the Brahma realms. We call them 5 material sphere realm, the Brahma realm with bodies and mind. And then if you can develop Arupa Vajra, the Kusala Chaita, then they will condition you to be reborn in the immaterial realm, and you can enjoy higher bliss in this realm. So if you can develop Lokuttara Kusala Chaita, and we also call that the Megha Chaita, the 4 part consciousnesses, then you can realize Nibbana, and you can enjoy the bliss of Nibbana as much as you like. Right away in this life, you can enjoy the unique and the best bliss we call Nibbana bliss.
琴日咧，我哋咧就講咗嗰個二門嘅心路啦。咁今日咧，我哋咧就開始講如果琴日都講咗嗰個欲界嘅心路過程啦。咁今日咧，我哋咧就開始講安止速行嘅心路過程啦。咁安止咧就係包括色界同埋無色界嘅安止定啦，修嗰個禪那嘅時候，而產生嗰啲心路過程啦。咁教授咧就首先咧就溫習下我哋啱啱開始嘅第一章嘅時候咧，我哋學唔同種類嘅心啦。譬如咧，我用中文呢張卡講啊，睇唔睇到啊？睇唔睇到都係咁噶啦。咁咧，我哋咧喺欲界咧，我哋有善心同埋不善心啦。如果不善心，我哋記得咧有12個啦。咁咧，如果我哋喺生活當中咧係做咗一啲不善業咧，我哋咧就有不善報啦。如果我哋咧有啲善心咧，我哋做一啲善事咧，咁咧就嗰個善果咧就可能幫助我哋咧投生去即係善趣啦，人天啦或者梵天嘅。咁咧當然咧，如果係投生去梵天咧，我哋咧就要修呢個善那啦。喺 Kusala 善呢個那入邊咧，咁我哋咧有培育呢個善那啦，初善至到五善啦，同埋無色界嘅善咧。如果我哋係可以培育到善巧嘅時候咧，而導致我哋咧投生咧就喺呢個色界或者無色界嘅。咁當我哋係做人嘅時候咧，培育嗰個善心咧、智慧咧，乃至去到呢個出世間嘅道智同埋果智咧，咁我咧就可以即係嗰個果報咧，亦都係令到我哋投生去人天嘅。
You should understand the essential advice of all the Buddhas. The essential advice of all the Buddhas. So, the Buddha said, avoid evil, do good, and purify the mind. Just 3 things. And that is the best way to do in life. Avoid evil. So, the Buddha, he described 10 evil actions. So, just like the 10 commandments, but there is much the perfect and very perfect, we say, commandments. So, the 10 evil actions, we have 3 bodily evil actions: killing any living being, including the mosquito that bites you. You should not kill them. The Buddha said it's wise you don't kill them. But you will say, well, mosquito bite me so painfully that it can cause malaria, so why should we kill them? So the Buddha said, if you kill mosquito, you'll be bitten by more mosquitoes. Because when you smash there, so your blood smear here, so getting the smell of the blood, more mosquito will come and bite you. So if you can radiate loving kindness to mosquitoes, really be happy and well, they won't bite you. They won't bite you. And you cannot destroy all these mosquitoes by killing them. Also, during the killing, the Buddha said, the immoral minds, we call dosa, mula, cheta, anger-rooted consciousness, arises by billions. And by billions. So remember, even in one step of the hand, 1,000 billion consciousness can arise and dissolve, even in one step. So while you're smashing the mosquito, many billions of the immoral minds arise and dissolve, and they leave behind immoral karmas. They are property. We call immoral karma. So these karmas, they are just like the plant seeds. So from say mango seed, the mango tree will grow. So the same day, from one the immoral karma, one existence in the woeful state will come. So as you have billions of the bad karma, you will be born for many existences in the woeful state. What are the woeful state? There are 4 woeful abodes, we call them. Animal kingdom, animal world, woeful ghost, and the demons, and then the hell. And you will be killed in the same way you smash a mosquito. So you will be killed by, say, smashing you, even by sticks or some, even by the gun, you will be smashed and you will die. So the Buddha said, it's wise not to kill them. Now if you don't kill them, so that means you develop patience and tolerance. You don't get angry. So you don't get angry. You just reason. Oh, when I'm very hungry, I have to find some food to eat. So the mosquito also very hungry. So it comes to take just a little drop of my blood. Well, if you say I donate it, then you get very great merit. So that means great donation. Great donation. So Mahakusla Cheta will arise by billion. Just by avoiding it. So because you develop moral mind, you get moral karmas by many billion. And then you forgive it, and then you let it go with loving kindness. We say you develop loving kindness and let it go and live happily with his family. Then these billions of good karma will condition you to be reborn in human realm, celestial realm, for many existences. So the Buddha, he understood this karma and its result. So he advises not to kill any living being. Also to develop loving kindness to all living beings. Then as you let other living beings to live very happily, without any danger, any worry, and very safely, the same thing, you can live very happily without any danger. So no accident, no will arise to you. And all the people, including the animal, they develop loving kindness to you in return. It's amazing. So some months, they stay in the forest without any mosquito net. But because they can develop loving kindness, so no animals attack them. So you can live very happily. So the Buddha's way is very, very good. So if we can develop loving kindness, everyone, we shall attain lasting world peace immediately. How nice it would be. Okay.
教授咧就同我哋講，我哋咧應該做啲咩嘢咧？我哋總結咗我哋嗰啲心啦，唔同嘅心啦，我哋應該去做咧所有嘅佛教，我哋做最基本嘅嘢。咁所有嘅佛教我哋做乜嘢咧？就係諸惡莫作，諸善奉行，自淨其意。咁就係咁簡單啫。咁首先咧講諸惡莫作咧，就係話咧，大家都知道有10善啦，同埋10惡啦。咁有10樣不善嘅嘢咧，我哋要避免嘅。咁首先咧3樣嘢咧係我哋嘅身體行為上面會做嘅嘢。咁其中第一樣咧就係殺生啦。咁教授講咧，佢話我哋咧要避免殺生，就算咬我哋嘅蚊，我哋都唔好殺佢，因為咧殺蚊咧會係當我哋殺一隻蚊嘅時候咧，雖然我哋可能好猛整啊，俾佢咬啊，好唔舒服，但係咧當我哋殺嗰個蚊嘅時候咧，我哋個心入邊咧生起無數咁多嘅不善心嘅，就係呢個親心啦，親根心咧就係數以億萬計啦，咁樣係1秒鐘之內咧就生咗好多。咁生咗嘅時候咧，我哋自己咧呢啲果報成熟嘅時候咧，係令到我哋自己受苦，我哋自己去感召嗰個苦報，即係苦果嘅。咁咧甚至咧，如果我哋殺生咧，會投生去惡趣啦。咁 惡趣咧就係有4個啦，苦道啦或者叫，咁咧就係地獄啦、畜生啦、餓鬼啦同埋阿修羅嘅。咁同埋咧，我哋亦都係傷害咗一個生命啦，導致佢死亡啦。咁所以咧，我哋就避免殺生。如果我哋咧唔去殺嗰隻蚊，我哋就會反而咧，我哋係培育咗個善心啦。咁我哋咧就會培養咗我哋嘅安忍啦，我哋嘅忍耐啦。咁同時咧，如果我哋甚至可以去收集呢個慈心咧，我哋可以咁樣諗，就係話我哋肚餓嘅時候都想食嘢啦。咁個蚊係不過想食嘢啫。咁我哋想食嘢而俾人一巴掌拍死，我哋都唔想㗎。咁人哋即係我哋布施少少血，人哋飽咗，佢又唔使死。咁就當布施啦，咁即係修慈心啦。咁反而咧，我哋係培養咗啲善業嘅。
Again, the Buddha said, don't steal other people's property. Don't try to get other people's property illegally. So, if when you steal other people's property, at that time, no pakula cheta, rebooted consciousness arise by feelings. So again, you have the immoral karma by many people, and these karma they bear result starting from this existence. So now by the cheating other people's money, stealing other people's money, so you never get rich. And that person will never get rich. So all his money will be stolen again. So I just came back from the Macau, where they have many casinos. So they are now becoming world number 1, the greatest casino city. Casino city. Very big casinos. They have there. Very beautiful inside. So they say, we don't mind that you will win money. We only mind that we mind that you will not come again. So you win and you take money when you win. But when you come again, you do the betting, so all the money will be lost again. So they say even one table where they are dealing the cards, playing the cards, and people they are betting. So they say the men in charge they said they made 10 million profit in one day. So many people come just get betting, greed, hoping to get a lot of money, but you have to give your money away. So you will never get rich. So again, you have to be born in the woeful state, like a woeful ghost, possessing nothing, and you have to suffer without food, without water, for many war cycles.
咁咧第二個避免嘅惡法咧就係偷盜啦。咁因為我哋偷嘢嘅時候咧，我哋有好多嘅貪心咧生起嘅，而呢啲貪心咧就係唔會被滿足啦，亦都唔會令到我哋富裕嘅。咁同埋咧會有惡報啦。咁例如咧去投生去惡鬼道啦，永遠都唔會滿足嘅呢個惡鬼啦。咁另外咧就係教授咧啱啱去咗澳門10日啦，咁咧啲人咧就請佢去賭場睇見識啦。咁佢咧就即係話澳門好犀利啦，係世界第一個賭錢嘅地方。咁佢話咧就佢聽嗰啲人講咧，佢話開賭場嗰啲人就唔介意啲人贏錢嘅，自己一啲人唔趣啫。因為嗰啲人咧永遠都係大部分都係輸錢嘅。咁所以咧就即係嗰個貪心係帶俾自己同埋他人嘅害處啦、傷害嘅。
So when we avoid like stealing, we let all other people to live happily without any worry of being robbed, of being stolen, etc. So again, we develop very beautiful the consciousness that is loving kindness and allowing all the people to live happily. And when we avoid stealing, we are giving back the money to them. So the people have to work very hard to get money. And you don't walk and just steal other people's money, so that means injustice. And then, so make them very, very sad and unhappy. So when we avoid stealing, then it seems we are making donation, giving back their money, so making them happy. So again, so we can see it's very noble to avoid stealing. And the same day, the Buddha said we should avoid the sexual misconduct and then the misuse of the senses. So these are three bodily evil actions. And we have four the evil speeches. So these four evil speeches, lying, slandering, and using the abusive and harsh language, and then frivolous talk, chatting. So wasting your time and other people's time, and also you may say something which is not true and not beneficial at all. So the Buddha said, these will condition you to be reborn in the vocal state. So we should abstain from all these four kinds of evil speeches. And also three types of evil mental actions, the Buddha said. So that is, we should abstain from plotting to get other people's money, property, etc. illegally. And then we should avoid plotting to destroy other living beings and their property, etc. And then the third one, and that is the highest one, is the wrong view. The wrong view means not to believe in karma and its result. We go the wrong view. So these are the 10 evil actions. So the Buddha said they will condition you to be reborn in the vocal state. Just by avoiding them, then you avoid it. You accomplish moral actions, 10 moral actions, and you will be born in the human realm and the celestial realm for many existences.
咁咧，除咗偷盜之外咧，如果我哋偷盜咧，就會令到他人財物受到損失啦，咁導致他人痛苦啦。咁除咗偷盜之外咧，我哋係避免不正當嘅性行為啦，亦都唔好傷害到他人啦。咁有呢個咧上面咧就係3種行為上面嘅不善法啦。咁我哋亦都避免咧4種語言上面嘅不善法啦。咁4種不正當嘅語言咧就係呃人啦、妄語、惡口就係鬧人啦、離間啦、兩舌同埋耳語就係話我哋講埋啲無謂嘢啦。咁呢4種不正當嘅語言咧，亦都係避免嘅。咁另外咧喺身口意嘅心理上面咧，我哋咧有佛陀叫我哋咧避免3樣嘢咧。第一樣嘢咧就唔好去有惡意去偷盜啦。第二咧就係唔好有惡意去殺生啦。第3咧亦都係好重要㗎。或者頭先教授話最重要嘅咧，就係避免邪見嘅。邪見咧會導致自己同埋他人痛苦嘅。呢個邪見咧係最基本嘅，唔相信因果報應。咁所以呢個10惡咧，就係呢10樣嘢夾埋咧。如果我哋可以做到呢10樣嘢咧，避免做呢10樣嘢咧，基本上咧我哋已經咧就係即係諸惡莫作咯，即係已經做到呢樣道德上面嘅規範嘅。
So Abhidhamma tells us, just by avoiding the 10 evil actions, so we avoid developing immoral minds, and at the same time, we develop moral minds by many billions and getting that the billions of good karma, and that will condition us to live happily for very existence. And then the Buddha said, do good. So when we say do good, we should do meritorious deeds. So there actually the Buddha is described 10 kinds of meritorious deeds, and we shall learn them in chapter 5. So briefly we can say there are 3 kinds of meritorious deeds. That is the giving donation, and then observing moral precepts, and undertaking meditation. So again in the giving alms, helping the poor, and donating to the hospital and to the propagation of the Buddha's teaching, etc. So why we are doing donation there? So again we acquire the moral minds arise by billions, so we acquire billions of good karma. And when we observe 5 moral precepts, so essentially observing 5 moral precepts is avoiding all the 10 immoral actions. So it is very, very noble way of living. And we develop the best character in life by just observing 5 moral precepts. So, and actually the Buddha said, if we can maintain just pure morality, maintaining those 5 moral precepts, so very diligently, then you will enjoy the greatest happiness as a household member. So in the household life, just leading the pure morality, you can enjoy the greatest bliss. The greatest bliss, much, much greater than enjoying the sense pleasure. Because when you know that you will not be born in the woeful state when you die, and you know that there will be nobody will cause harm to you even in this life, and then you can be very happy because you let all other living beings to live very happily. So then you can live really very happily. And the best form of getting the meritorious deeds is meditation. Meditation is the best book.
咁咧頭先講咗10個啦，咁教授咧就講咧都有10善啦，咁10善嘅具體情形咧喺第5章會講嘅。咁佢呢度咧就簡單講啦。咁數善有10樣嘢最基本嘅3樣嘢最基本嘅善法啦。咁咧我哋講下巴利文啦，佢冇講到我講。Dana、Sila、Bhavana， 好似係緬甸成日都聽嘅。所以咧，咁咧 Dana 咧就係布施啦。咁布施係即係去幫助他人啦，無論喺服務啊或者金錢啊資源上面咧，我哋去布施去供養啦。咁呢個係培養呢個善法啦。咁 Sila 就係戒啦，持戒啦。作為在家人咧，如果我哋可以持守嗰個5戒清淨咧，已經係可以講係最好嘅，或者係最有福報嘅人啊。因為咧，我哋咧自己肯定，如果我持守5戒清淨嘅話咧，我哋知道咧，我哋冇做過傷害其他人嘅其他眾生嘅嘢，我哋唔會有惡果或者惡報，令至我哋投生喺惡道啦。咁同埋咧，我哋亦都會覺得心安理得啦，個心永遠係平靜嘅啦，咁心咧係安詳嘅。咁呢個係即係咁樣嘅心態咧，係佢話覺得係最好嘅啦。咁除此之外咧 ，Bhavana 咧就係禪修啦。咁我哋培育我哋嘅善心，自淨其意嘅。
And the Buddha said, the mind is very subtle and very swift and very difficult to control. So the mind will travel very quickly from one sense object to another, from Hong Kong to New York and then to London. So it can travel very quickly and very difficult to control the mind, the Buddha said. But the wise people should exert the effort to control the mind, to tame the mind, to culture the mind. So once your mind becomes cultured, then you will enjoy the greatest happiness greatest bliss, that is human happiness, celestial happiness, Brahma happiness, and finally even Nirvana happiness.
咁咧，關於呢個禪修咧，培育我哋嘅心咧，佛陀喺《法句經》入邊咧都有講嘅。我哋嘅心咧係最奧妙、最微細嘅嘢，係最能控制嘅，而且咧係速度好快嘅。呢一刻可以喺香港，下一刻可能已經去咗紐約啦。咁咧，但係咧真正嘅有智慧嘅人咧，會去調服我哋自己嘅心啦，去培育我哋嘅心啦，而可以做到呢樣嘢嘅人咧，佢咧將會享受到最大嘅人天之樂，甚至咧可以享受涅槃嘅寂靜之樂嘅。
So when we come to chapter 9 in this Abhidhamma, we shall learn about meditation. So we'll get a general view of meditation. And then if you want to study the training of morality and the training of the mind by tranquility meditation, so the important meditations are described in this book. And now we are going to tell you about meditating on an asana.
咁咧喺呢本書嘅第9章咧，我哋就會專門係講禪修嘅方法嘅。咁咧亦都譬如有講止禪啦，同埋觀禪啦，個詳細嘅咁如果想知道詳細嘅方法咧，教授頭先又攞咗嗰本《清淨道論》係英文嘅，咁入邊咧就有更加詳細嘅講，即係教法嘅。
So to do meditation on an asana, you don't need to spend any money. Just try to get some pure clay of the dawn color. That means orange color clay. So you just make it into a ball, and then you flatten it on a mat or on a canvas. Flatten it to make it a disc about the size of 1 to 1.5 feet in diameter. That's all you need. And that is, we say. So when you meditate, you have to put it on the earth. You have to put it on the earth, not on the table. So you have to put it on the earth because you are doing the asana meditation. Then you sit about 4 feet away from that abyss on the stool about 1 foot high, and then you just focus your attention on that abyss, and then you meditate. Patavi. So the main Patavi is an element, we call the earth element. It is predominant in the earth. So we call it Patavi. Or you can just meditate earth also. Just mentally, just by meditating that, you are exerting the effort to apply your mind again and again, only towards that artist. So just by trying your mind, applying your mind again and again, Patavi. So you are directing the mind towards that artist again and again. So by doing that, you prevent your mind from going to other objects. And you have to develop the control of the mind by developing concentration and mindfulness. You have to be mindful of that artist all the time. So when we say you are mindful of the artist, you should know and you should take note of this the artist all the time. And also you have to use your wisdom so that you can control your mind on the artist, and you should know it is the meditation that will tame the mind, will culture the mind, and will purify your mind. So, as the Buddha said, you avoid evil, do good, and purify the mind. So when we are doing good things, we already developing moral mind. Moral minds are pure mind, pure mind. But in almsgiving and observing moral precept, we can purify the mind only just for a moment, for some moment. So the mind still will be wandering to various sense objects. We cannot control our mind. So only by meditation, then we can control our mind and focus on that the meditation subject. So by that we can develop moral minds continuously. So you just imagine the minds can arise by billions every second. So while we are undertaking meditation, we are developing the Mahakusala Chaita, moral minds by billions every second. So it is very, very beneficial.
咁咧，教授咧就用咗呢個止禪嘅一個方法嚟做例子啦。咁咧我咧就喺睇中文嘅容易啲咧，因為啲名相我都唔係好熟。咁頭先咧我哋講嗰個止禪咧就係叫英文叫 Earth Kasina 啦，咁中文咧就叫地片。俾大家睇下先。咁收集地片嘅時候咧，咁前修者準備一個，呢個係阿毗達摩第9章嘅中文嚟嘅。咁準備一個直徑大約30公分嘅圓盤啦。咁佢咧就變成紅紅黑黑咁嘅色啦，褐色嘅泥啦。咁之後將佢整到表面光滑啦。咁呢個就係圓盤啦，地片收完地片嘅圓盤。咁將呢個圓盤咧擺喺地下咧就佢係3尺左右啦。你1公尺，即係1米至咁高啦。跟住咧隻眼咧就望住佢啦，咁就取佢做所緣就不停咁樣咧個心入邊咧就係淨係觀住呢樣嘢，就係地咁，即係不停咁樣凝視住佢啦。個心咧如果走咗咧就走翻嚟呢樣嘢。咁呢個咧就係培育個心等佢專注去平復個五蓋嘅。一個禪修嘅方法嚟嘅，呢個咧就係40種禪修方法嘅其中一種，咁喺清淨道論同埋阿毗達摩都有教嘅。咁呢個即係其實頭先我哋講禪修啦，好多種方法，呢個咧係修止禪嘅一個方法。當我哋做呢樣嘢嘅時候咧，亦都係培養緊大量嘅善法嘅喺我哋嘅心當中。
What type of cognitive series arising while you are undertaking meditation on the hard disk? So we'll put on the chart number 1.
Okay. 咁當我哋咧做緊呢個禪修嘅時候咧，我哋培養緊咩心咧？
Meditation chart. Chart number 9.
Oh, okay.
Number 9, sorry. So while you are reflecting on the kasina, the artist, with open eyes, you need the top one. You need the top one. So at that time, idle cognitive series will be arising. As it will arise, just be shown here. So if the artist you are seeing very clearly, so we can take it to be a sense object of great intensity. Then this cognitive series that we explained yesterday will be arising. And then the Javana Chaita will be Mahakusala Chaita. So Mahakusala Chaita will be arising by many billions every second. And this Mahakusala Chaita, they are accompanied by 5 jhana factors. So what are the 5 jhana factors?
Go ahead. Okay. 咁咧，當我哋去修呢個地片嘅時候咧，當下我哋嘅心路係點樣嘅咧？咁首先咧，我哋睇翻呢個第9章啦，我哋嘅眼門心路嗰個過程咧，咁我哋知道咧呢個色所緣撞擊我哋嘅眼淨色啦，就會發生一啲之前嘅呢啲嘢啦。咁我哋個速行咧， 我哋有7個速行啦。咁佢講過可能係善，可能係不善，亦都可能係為助心嘅。喺呢個情形之下咧，佢呢，因為我哋係禪修緊，係7個善法係欲界嘅善法嘅速行心生起嘅。
So I hope you remember the jhana factors.
咁當下生起咗邊一啲嗰個善知咧，我哋嘅心所係咩嘢咧
Very little, very small.
？Okay, so Sumi.
The bigger one is better, I think.
Okay.
So I cannot show very well.
Okay.
So here we can see these are the jhana factors, the 5 of them. So the same thing here and the same thing here. So what are the 5 jhana factors? Vitaka, Vichara. No voice from you. Please wait.
大聲啲，大聲啲。
At least you should remember this. Even you don't remember them, you should know they are Vitaka, Vichara, Piti, Sukha, Ekakada. These are neutral mental factors. They associate with both the immoral minds and moral minds. So Vitaka applies the mind towards that the objects again and again. And Vichara, they sustains the mind by examining the object, that is the objects again and again. And Piti is joy. So and it also develops interest in your meditation sign, that is the objects. So it develops interest in it and develops joy. So that means depending on this joy, the happiness, sukha, will arise. So joy and happiness will keep the mind longer on that the artist. So as we like to live in a place where we enjoy it, we are happy, we like to live there longer. Same thing, the mind will stay longer because of the joy and the sukha is the happiness or bliss. And then we say ekakata is a very important mental factor. So it uniformly unites the consciousness and all the mental factors, unites them harmoniously and keeps them fixed on that meditation subject, so then the mind will not wander to other sense objects. So they are walking while we are meditating. They are walking.
咁咧，當我哋做呢個地片嘅時候咧，我哋培育緊啲乜嘢嘢咧？咁我哋睇翻第一個咧，就係有呢個5禪支啦。咁呢個就係尋啦、伺啦、喜樂、一境心嘅呢5樣嘢。咁其實呢5樣嘢咧係通一切心所嚟嘅。佢咧喺可以同嗰個善心一齊生，亦都可以同不善心生嘅。咁但呢5樣嘢咧，嗰個尋咧就係個心咧係導向個目標啦。咁嗰個伺咧，佢個作用就係話佢係重複咁樣係持續維持喺上面啦。咁嗰個喜咧就係喜悅啦，同埋對嗰樣所緣嘅興趣啦。咁樂咧就係快樂啦。咁同埋一境心咧就係一個專一一個心咧同嗰個所緣咧係專一，呢個就係專注力啦。
And also these 5 jhana factors, they are suppressing, subduing and suppressing the immoral mental factors, not to arise in the mind, not to arise in the mind. So the Buddha, so among 14 immoral mental factors, there are 5 of them which are very active, and they prevent the moral minds from arising. So he called these 5 immoral mental factors the hindrances. The hindrances mean they hinder, they block, they prevent moral minds from arising. And they make you forget not to perform meritorious deeds. And even meditation, they make your mind to be restless and wandering to other sense objects. So these five, the worst one is the lobha. You have to know a little bit. Lobha is the worst enemy, you should know. The Buddha even said it is the cause of all suffering in the world, lobha. So lobha, greed and craving, desire for sense objects, craving for good sense objects. So it takes the mind towards various sense objects that you have enjoyed before. So always taking your mind, try to keep your mind on those sense objects so that you forget meditative state. So even meditation, so they will take your mind, as soon as you lose your mindfulness, your mind will run away. Towards maybe to the mall, to the shopping center, or to the cafeteria, to your friend. So it will take you out. And then the second worst one is dosa, anger or hatred. So when you have some disappointment, some displeasure, because you have come across some bad dealing, some bad sense object, and you don't get what you want, then that will keep your mind. So worrying about your family, about your job, also just worrying, and then being unhappy, sad. So again, it makes you just to develop more immoral mind, and not to develop moral mind. And the third one, the Buddha said, is Tina Meda. And you remember, the Lobha Mula Sat Sankarika Cheta, they associate with Tina Meda. Tina Meda means sloth and torpor. That makes you to be lazy, to be idle. So to forget about doing meditative states. Even when you do meditative states, they make you to forget about your work and not to develop more mind. So if I ask you now, please close your eyes and try to be aware of your in-breath and out-breath. We call it meditation on the in-breath and out-breath. We call anapanasati. And very soon some of you will be nodding. So some people in meditation, they nod the whole period for 1 hour. So that that sloth and torpor makes them lazy and then idle and sleepy. So they are actually sleeping. So actually, some people, they nod the whole period. So they don't develop any moral minds. And then the fourth one is the restlessness. We have uddhacca here in the moha mula chitta. So this uddhacca is restlessness because it makes the mind restless. So when the mind is restless, again, only immoral minds will be arising. Though you are meditating, no moral minds will arise. And then the last one is vijikiccha. Again, it is associated with this moha mula chitta. Skeptical doubt about the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. So when you are having doubt about your meditation, about the teacher, also about the teaching of the Buddha, no more meditative states, only in moral mind, moha mula citta will be arising. So the Buddha said they are our greatest, the dearest enemies. They block us not to perform meditative state. Even in perform meditative state, they block us not to develop moral minds. And if you cannot conquer them, you can never develop like the jhana, we say. And far away to develop the Magga and Phala. So we say when you can develop the Lokuttara Kusala Citta, that's the full path consciousness, so they can totally eliminate these defilements. But while we are meditating, these jhana factors, they are suppressing these defilements, or we call the hindrances, not to arise in the mind.
咁頭先咧講咗嗰個五善知咧，咁佢哋有啲咩作用咧？當我哋去做禪修嘅時候咧，我哋培育佢咧，其實咧佢哋係可以暫時壓抑同 同埋壓制咧，有5種不善法嘅。呢5種不善法咧就係最干擾我哋嘅心嘅啦。咁佢咧就係我哋聽過嘅5蓋啦。咁5蓋入邊，即係或者如果由呢度嚟提咧，就係貪心啦、貪欲啦，或者欲貪啦。咁我哋成日想去追求感官嘅享受啦，而唔想去做呢個禪修啦。咁呢個係第一個障礙啦。第二咧就係嗔心啦、惡意啦。咁我哋喺禪修嘅時候，有呢樣嘢唔舒服，嗰樣嘢唔舒服，即係有好多嘢睇唔過眼啊。咁呢個嗔心生起嘅時候咧，亦都係障礙我哋去培育呢個禪修啦，培養我哋嘅善法嘅。第三樣嘢咧就係昏沉同埋懶惰啦。咁呢樣嘢咧就係令到我哋冇精進力啦，唔可以繼續去禪修克服嗰啲困難啦，或者眼瞓啊等等啦。咁第四樣嘢咧就係擔憂啦、散亂啦，個心唔可以專注啦，完全係唔受控啦，或者擔心呢樣擔心嗰樣，好多嘢好似未做喎，要去做，坐唔定啦，呢個散亂啦、掉舉啦。咁第5樣咧就係疑惑啦、疑慮啦，對我哋嘅學方法老師三寶甚至自己都唔知道得唔得咧？咁所以因為呢5樣嘢咧，我哋通常咧係會係我哋禪修培育心嘅時候咧最大嘅障礙。咁所以咧如果呢5樣嘢唔解決啦，唔會克服咧，我哋嘅心係冇辦法咧去培育個專注力嘅淨化嘅，冇辦法淨化我哋嘅內心，亦都培養唔到智慧嘅。
So many of you are undertaking meditation, especially those who belong to the insight meditation group. So you'll be doing meditation. So many people they complain, oh, we cannot control our mind. The mind is always wandering. How can we control our mind? So the Buddha said, you possess 5 powers. To make use of them, to subdue, to suppress these defilements, not to arise from the mind. So the first one is the saddha. So I think maybe you forget all those mental factors already. Saddha is faith and confidence in the Buddha, in the Buddha's teaching. So all the Buddha's teachings are the natural truths. And they have been proved to be true by the Buddha himself and by many arahats and by many other people. So we should not have any doubt about the teaching of the Buddha. So if you have faith and confidence, then you will be very honest and willing to undertake meditation. So that joy, honestness, to undertake meditation is strong force for you. Strong force for you because we say, like we take joy is a jhana factor, happiness is a jhana factor. So when you know the Buddha said this meditation will bring you great merit, the greatest merit, then we shall undertake meditation very honestly and happily. So this is the most important. And the second one is the effort, virya. So effort is the key to success. So if you have the faith and confidence, and then you know it's very, very beneficial, and very, so in this meditation, you the Buddha said it is the best way of showing respect to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha by undertaking meditation. So we can develop the strong effort to do that. And then mindfulness is the third power of mindfulness. So, and then in mindfulness is the most important the force in meditation. So if your mindfulness is very strong, then you can focus your mind for a long time on the meditation subject. And then the fourth one is the concentration. Concentration is actually the name of Ekagata, the fifth jhana factor. Ekagata is called concentration. It keeps the mind focused on the meditation subject, and it will unite these conscious mental factors to keep them fixed and absorbed on that meditation subject. And your fifth, the power is your wisdom. Wisdom should lead the way. You should know how to undertake this meditation as taught by the Buddha. And then you should know these are the hindrances, your greatest enemies. And you should know these are the power that you should use to conquer them. And you should know that your job is just to exert these power, use power, and try to meditate honestly, with great effort, try to focus your mind and mindfully. Then those jhana factors will perform their way, their work. They will suppress these hindrances. And then, as you keep on meditating, these jhana factors, they grow in strength, become stronger, so they can suppress those hindrances better and better. And finally, you will find that at first you cannot concentrate your mind even for 5 minutes. Now you can concentrate your mind, keep your mind fixed on that meditation subject for half an hour or even up to 1 hour any time. So,
咁咧，我哋咧頭先講嗰個五蓋咧，咁我哋嗰個五禪支咧可以係嗌呢個五蓋嘅。但係點樣培育啲五禪支咧？咁咧喺禪修當中咧好緊要咧就係嗰個五力啦，培養嗰個由嗰個五根咧就強化佢變成五力嘅五種力量啦。咁五力咧第一種咧就係我哋嘅信啦，我哋對佛法嘅信心啦，對禪修啦，對導師嘅信啦，同埋對自己嘅信心啦，同埋最緊要係相信佛陀同埋佢方法嘅。當我哋有咁樣嘅信心而想去做呢件事嘅時候咧，我哋咧係可以克服咁個困難嘅。如果我哋冇信心咧，我哋係冇辦法克服我哋遇到困難嘅。咁當我哋有信心嘅時候咧，我哋就會有精進力，會肯做，會要運用精進力。咁運用精進力咧，咁其中另外一力咧就係嗰個靜練啦、練力啦，佢有呢個覺知啦、當下。咁如果我哋嘅正念強咧，咁我哋當下嘅所緣咧，我哋嘅專心專注喺當下嘅所緣咧，就會越嚟越強嘅。咁第四咧就係嗰個專注力啦，或者叫熱卡卡一境心啦。咁一境心咧好強嘅時候咧，咁另外一樣嘢咧亦都係智慧啦，智慧有好多種嘅。咁但呢五力咧，當我哋強化佢嘅時候咧，嗰五禪支咧就自然就會強嘅。當五禪支強嘅時候咧，自然咧就會鎮服個五蓋嘅。
When you can focus your mind continuously for half an hour up to 1 hour, then you close your minds occasionally. Now you close your eyes, and if you cannot see the artist, you open your eyes and continue your meditation. And after some time, when you can concentrate quite well, close your eyes again. Now you will find that, so very soon, when you close your eyes, you can see the artist clearly as you have seen it with open eyes. So when you can see the artist with closed eyes, we say you attain meditation sign. And that meditation sign is called the acquired sign or the learning sign. The learning sign.
咁咧，我哋講緊仲繼續收緊呢個地片啊。咁咧，我哋咧啱啱開始收嘅時候咧，可能5分鐘個心都專注唔到嘅。咁我哋咧就運用嗰五力咧，重複將個心咧擺喺嗰個所緣嗰度。咁咧就由5分鐘越嚟越耐，就去到半個鐘咁耐啦。咁當我哋嘅心可以專注喺嗰個所緣咧半個鐘咧都唔散嘅時候咧，嗰陣時候咧我哋就會眯埋眼啦。 咁眯埋眼嗰陣時咧，有陣時我哋嘅心入邊咧就會呈現我哋成日望住嗰個地片嘅嗰個樣啦，係我哋嘅心。咁當時如果我哋可以個心呈現咗呢個咁樣嘅相咧，就或者禪相咧，咁可以講呢個時候咧，我哋嗰個此相咧就會產生喺心入面。
Now, when you get that learning sign, so you can go to the meditation hall or to your private room, and then you can continue meditation there. So, as you close your eye, you can see the objects clearly. So you just keep meditating, Patavi, mentally as before. You just keep on meditation. So at that time, what will be your cognitive series? So, so the page 155. Page 155. So remember, at that time we close our eyes. So it will not be idle cognitive series anymore. No longer idle cognitive series. So yesterday we talked about the 4 types of the karma javana, mind-door cognitive series. So we have here number 1 and 2 here. So in number 1, we have the cognitive series, Vinga Chalana, Vingupacheda, so that being, and then we have 7 Javana and 2 the Dharamana. Now, the Dharamana arises only in karma persons, and when we focus on karma sense objects. Karma sense objects is not just like the 5 sense objects, karma sense object. Visible object, the sound, the smell, the taste, and then the tangible object, they are karma sense objects. Now we are looking at the acquired sign, or we call it the learning sign. It is just a concept. It is not a karma sense object. So in this meditation, the Dharamana will not arise. So it will be number 2. Will we have been number 2? Cognitive series arising at that time. Okay.
咁咧，頭先嗰個取相唔係此相啊，仲未去到此相。咁當我哋眯埋眼入邊咧，都可以見到個地片嘅時候咧，呢個時候就唔使對住嗰個實在具體嘅物件啦，我哋走去禪堂，咁眯埋眼咧，個心咧專注嘅所緣咧就係呢個取相啊。咁我哋嘅呢個係我哋嘅所緣啦。咁當我哋如果係做緊呢個禪修嘅時候，我哋嘅心路過程係點樣咧？咁琴日咧，我哋就學咗呢個2門心路過程啦。咁第一個咧，我哋見到咧係佢係十分清晰嘅所緣咧，情形之下咧，佢係嬲尾咧係有2個比所緣作為結束嘅。咁但係教授講咧，呢啲十分清晰嘅情形咧，只應用於外邊嘅所緣嘅，例如咧色聲香味觸，即係外邊嘅色法撞擊我哋嘅5門，我哋可以感受嘅道理可以講十分清晰。咁喺我哋而家呢個情形禪修嘅過程當中，我哋眯埋眼所見到嘅嘢咧，所緣係一個概念法嚟嘅，所以咧佢就唔算十分清晰嘅，所以佢咧就唔會佢個心路過程咧就唔係第一個嘅。
Now, as we say, that learning sign is just a concept, so it will appear in the mind door, not in the eye. We cannot see it. It appears in the mind door. So when the sense object appears in the mind door, then we say like continua, vibrates 2 times, as Govinga Chalana and Vingupachida, and it is cut off. Now after that, Manodwara Vachana will arise. It will take notice of the sense object, and it decides whether the sense object is good or bad. Then Mahakusala Cheta will arise as Javana, enjoying the taste of the sense object. So it arises 7 times in one cognitive series. And after that, the Goenka Chaita will arise. So as you keep on meditating, so this cognitive series will arise again and again, will arise again and again. So the Javana Chaitas, when you are meditating joyfully, and you understand the karma and the result, so you know this meditation is very, 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 very beneficial, and it is conducive to the attainment of Nibbana. So at that time, the Somanasa Sarkata, Jnana Samyutta Mahakusala Chaita will be arising by billions every second. So you get very, very great strong karma by billions every second by meditating.
咁咧，我哋咧嗰個情，我哋當禪修嘅時候咧，就係、是、第二個情形啦。咁我哋心裏邊咧，當嗰個禪相出現嘅時候咧，我哋嘅有份波動咧出現啦，跟住有份斷就完結咗個有份心啦。咁跟住咧就係、是、現門轉向身生起，跟住咧就係、是、7個速行嘅。呢、個7個速行咧係咩速行咧？因為咧，我哋係做緊禪修啦。如果我哋當下咧係有喜悅嘅時候咧，就係、同時咧亦都明白我哋禪修係培育緊善法，會有善報嘅咧。咁呢個7個速行心咧，將會喺月區自相應欲界善心嘅。咁當我哋1秒鐘咧就有數以億萬計嘅產生啦。如果我哋坐5分鐘，或者半個鐘，或者成個鐘，或者2個鐘、3個鐘咧，咁可以大家想象有幾多善法係培育緊嘅。
And again, you should understand that these Mahakusala Chaita will associate with those 5 jhana factors. Please show chart number 1 again. So the 5 jhana factors will become stronger, stronger, stronger. Now when the 5 jhana factors become quite well strong, then they can suppress the hindrances. We call not the hindrances, also they are the defilements of the mind. So they can suppress so that these hindrances do not arise in the mind anymore. So these hindrances are agitating your mind, making your mind restless and wandering. Now when they totally suppress, not to arise, so we say the mind become pure. The mind become pure. So when we are having Mahakusala Chaita, so these Mahakusala Chaitas themselves, they are pure minds. They are free from those defilements and hindrances. But those hindrances, when they are not totally they suppressed, they will keep arising again and again. Now, when the jhana factors become quite very strong, and they can suppress quite very well, then those hindrances do not arise anymore. So then you can focus on that. We say the learning side for 1 hour very easily, even up to 2 hours. 1 hour to 2 hours you can concentrate on your meditation subject. Now you will find that that meditation sign will change. And when we say the learning sign, it is identical with the original artist. So the same as the artist. So it is not smooth, and it may have even like the fingerprints on the artist. So the learning sign also have the same force. Now it changes to the counter sign, and some people call it counterpart sign. The counterpart of that learning sign, the counterpart of that learning sign. Now it becomes very smooth, like mirror, and it is also it become clear like mirror, and then very bright. So it becomes very bright, and we call that the counterpart sign.
當我哋咧係一路禪修培養呢個係大嘅善心嘅時候咧，大家要記得我哋嘅 嗰個頭先講緊嗰個五禪支咧，亦都越嚟越強嘅。當嗰個五禪支越嚟越強嘅時候咧，咁我哋咧亦都會壓抑咧對治嗰啲五蓋咧係越嚟越有力。咁個五蓋亦都越嚟越少，越嚟